And a very good Sunday afternoon to everyone.
Is
Hello.
it Sunday already?
It is. It's
How the
Sunday.
time flies. It seems like just yesterday it was Saturday.
And you would have been right.
Yeah.
My name is Erin.
My name is Dan.
And together we are Spring Theater.
Yes, we are. Well, not just, there's a whole, it takes a village, as they say.
A huge village. And you'll be meeting a lot of the village today, actually.
That's true.
But
Many villagers come to pillage.
I hope they're not coming to pillage.
Oh, they'll pillage this live stream.
I hope they're here to do something else.
Now, pillaging can be healthy.
Pillaging can be healthy.
Consensual pillaging is what we're after here at Spring.
Yes, we want pillaging.
Yes.
No, we don't.
Yes, we do.
Here's what we do want. We want to say hi. We are Spring Theater out of Winston-Salem, North Carolina, and we are about to do something quite ambitious.
Yeah, we are taking, well, first of all, let's start at the beginning. If you're not familiar with what we do, we are a youth-oriented theater company based in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. We're used to putting up summer programs, full-length community-wide shows, camps, workshops, everything.
Everything. Well, not everything, but everything theatrically related.
Yep.
And we've been doing it in Winston-Salem, North Carolina for the past 12 years. But as you all know, well, some of you know, some of you don't, the arts community is thriving here.
Yeah.
It is doing great, especially the community theater scene.
A little too great, if you ask me.
And Dan and I have been traveling all over the country. We have a professional show that we do called Letters from Home. And the company that books us, his mission is to get into small towns and bring premium entertainment. And we went into all these small towns and we just saw such a need for entertainment. We saw such a huge need for especially classes and camps and things for children because there weren't even music programs in some of these schools.
So we wanted to redirect, since this community here is thriving and enriched and bursting at the seams with theater opportunities. We're going to take the opportunities we provide with Spring and spread them around the world. And the first of this venture, it begins in New Mexico, Clovis, New Mexico, which is happening this month. Actually, we're about to leave in just about 2 weeks, I think.
And that's why we have our hot pepper shirts on, because New Mexico is famous for peppers.
It might even be like the chili capital of at least the United States.
Wow.
By the way, if you are watching below, let us know you're watching in the comments, because we can feature comments down below and you can have conversations with us live, because this is how we roll in the metaverse.
Yes, the metaverse.
Yeah.
It is watching.
Yeah.
It is watching.
This is one of the many ways COVID changed our reality, and here we are right now. We have a comment from MS. We love Spring Theater and happy to see it expanding across the U.S. and the world. You hot peppers, Marley and Meta.
Marley and Meta, we love you guys so much.
Thanks
and
for tuning in.
Stick around, you two, because in just a few moments, you're going to see a guest that you both know very well.
100%. Of course, this is a fundraiser, so in addition to the entertainment and the social outlet, we are looking to raise funds to bring this project to New Mexico, because there is travel and, as always, the usual theater expenses, costumes, show rights, etc. involved. We're going to need funds to make this reality.
And I'll show you how good we're doing. Are you ready? Here's our thermometer.
Hey!
Oh, dear. There's actually no money on it yet.
This is a sub-zero temperature, which is bad for the blood.
Oh, it's getting cold in here.
And bad for theater. Careful with those shirts. A fire alarm might go off, says Millie, who was in all three of our last summer's theater programs, and two of which were interrupted when we wore these shirts for curtain speech by either fire alarms or actual fires.
So we're literally not allowed to wear these shirts in the Arts Council facilities anymore. They have banned it for us.
I'm not sure if it's legal, but hey, I'm happy to oblige.
Dan, before we get started, I'm gonna need some Joe. This is good entertainment.
Good content. This is the thumbnail. There we go.
Perfect. Maybe it will be. You know, it's funny. Whenever we do these streams at the end, they're like, would you like to choose this thumbnail? Mm-hmm. And a lot of times it's me just going like this and Dan being like...
Yeah, that is our brand. That is our brand. So again, if you'd like to donate and help us reach our goal, any amount helps. You can donate below at these links. PayPal here, Venmo here. I would have put a QR code up on the screen, except for the fact that I didn't.
Well, you know what? We don't need QR codes. This is 2020.
Hello, Carlos. How you doing?
And we are so excited. So yes, if you would like to be the first to donate, we are refreshing our donation screens right now. And once we get our first donation in, we are going to bring on a couple of guests. Ooh,
yes, but not a second before.
That's right. So
hurry up.
We're waiting.
Carlos, by the way, a big supporter of Spring Theater. He's going to be doing the costumes for our show in New Mexico, actually remotely. He's going to be here in Winston area, and we're going to have measurements sent, and he's going to mail us costumes. What could go wrong?
And here's the deal. Here's why we have to do it. There are literally no resources It is a costume shop. It is not even a fabric store.
Good clothing.
That is not true.
It is a rare sight.
But in order to get a fabric, we would have to go all the way to Texas. So we are going to be doing the show Stories Under the Big Top. It is going to be so fun. It is a show by Lorraine Thompson, and it basically talks, it's a bunch of little stories all under one circus tent.
We call them vignettes in the business.
Exactly. It's so much fun. The show has a lot of characters. Most of the cast will be playing 3 different characters, which is so much fun, especially since a lot of these kids, this is going to be their first time ever getting to do a theatrical experience, which I'm so excited about.
We have a board member, Terry Beckman, which is the only way I know this woman.
That's right.
Is because of the work she's done for the Spring Theater Board. Tuning in. Hello, Terry.
Hello. Good to see you, Mama. My goodness.
What happened?
You guys, we got our first donation.
Oh!
All right, it is time to get out the awesome thermometer. This donation comes to us from Meta and Marley.
Hey,
Woo!
supporters and participants in the Spring Theaterverse.
Yeah, thanks
as it shall
so
soon
much.
be come to know.
All right, Dan,
What?
will you do us the honors of adding a $50 onto that board? We are already on the way. If I knew percentages, I'd tell you how close we are to our percentage of $2,500.
Well, I'll tell you, it's apparent you don't know percentages because look at this here. Our thermometer, you'll notice, is very the spaces, the denominations are very cramped down here, but that makes it more exciting for the end because as we get closer to the end, smaller amounts of money will get us further and further and further towards filling up this thermometer. And we have now reached $53 total.
Woo, $53.
Already.
I'm sorry, free.
Yeah.
Who donated $3?
I don't know.
Oh, did you? Dan Beckman, you donated $3.
I didn't donate $3
Why did you say $53?
because that's the amount of money that was in the account.
Oh, that's funny. I wonder what that extra $3
I don't know.
came from. Maybe it's like interest for being a nonprofit organization.
I just read the numbers. That's all I'm
Well, I'm pretty excited about it.
licensed to do.
You guys, we are no longer at $53. We are now at $153 because we just got another donation. This one comes from our great friend, Meredith Stevens.
Wow.
Now,
thank you, Meredith.
Meredith is an amazing supporter of Spring Theater. She has not only assistant directed Gil and the Wild One, which was one of my favorite shows ever at Spring Theater.
That was a good piece.
But last year, she took on all by herself doing the Christmas tour across the Triad. And boy, oh boy, do we love this Christmas tour. We'll do it every year, no matter what. We take these shows into retirement communities, and it is just such a fun outreach program. And
100%.
we love that part.
100%. We're about to bring on our next guest in a couple minutes here. There's still a little time for donations before the first guest. The ancient mythos states that the donations that come in before the first guest bring twice as much karma. Yeah.
And if you have been affected by Spring Theater, just imagine what it would be like to have an opportunity like Spring, having never done theater before.
Yep.
This is going to be so cool. Like, I literally have goosebumps because I can't think about how awesome it is.
Terry asks if we have children enrolled for New Mexico. We have a healthy crop of them.
Yes, we do.
And the interesting thing is our tuition is low out there. You know, the cost of entry for the project out there as an upstart is low out there, and we still have a lot more people asking for financial assistance. So there's a lot less support for the arts out there, which is why we're doing this fundraiser so that we can bring theater into the lives of children who have never experienced it and may yet become the next Jeremy J. Jordanheimer.
You know, who is that?
I don't know.
But I bet he's amazing.
Yep.
And you could be too.
Yep.
You know what's funny is when I was doing the producing side of things, I didn't realize just how much we have here. Like I knew about it in, thought. I'm like, oh, there's a theater company over there, and there's a class over there for kids and all this kind of stuff. But I had no idea that, just theater venues, costume shops, fabric stores, people that know how to build sets and costumes, like they just don't exist. So it's going to be a very big challenge, but it's going to also be it's going to be
enriching, rewarding,
fun.
and new territory, which is always exciting. And speaking of excitement,
Woo!
I am so excited to introduce, I think, if I may.
Oh, please do.
Our first, actually, duo of guests.
Yes. These two are amazing Spring Theater supporters. Spring Theater has welcomed Brooks onto our stage many, many times. He has performed all over the place. This is actually him in the Christmas tour last year.
Yeah.
He also just recently performed in our adorable show, I Promise, which was written and directed by Beth Frack. There he is as a free kitten.
Look at him philosophizing.
And one of my favorite roles Brooks ever played was this one right here.
Yes, that is Hamlet in Hamlet.
I don't quite think so, Dan, but let Brooks tell us about it because he is waiting in the lobby right now. Come on out, Brooks.
Come on, buddy. Hey!
Hi.
How are
it
you?
going?
Great.
Yeah?
We are live from Tropical Storm Chantel in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina.
Wow.
That is amazing.
Yeah.
So Brooks, are you having fun at the beach yet, or have you gotten out there yet?
We just took a walk before this.
Nice. That is awesome.
It's a bit windy.
Yeah.
I bet.
Really, really windy.
Well, stay out there. Stay safe in the tropical storm because that sounds quite fun, but also terrifying.
Yeah.
Thank
Did
you.
you bring any kites with you?
No, but there's one stuck in a tree right outside our condo, so we might get that one down.
That is a good omen. And I hear if we make $200 more in donations during your time slot, that kite will find its way back to its rightful owner.
Are you kidding me?
What?
Because we just literally got a $200 donation.
Are you kidding?
Thank you so much to the Sharp family. Oh my goodness. We are going to get to Clovis,
This
ladies
is getting
and
out
gentlemen.
of hand.
Look at this. You can actually see the red on the thermometer now. Thank you so much. The Sharps, in fact, Francesca Sharp played Brooks's mother, Mrs. Potts, in Beauty and the Beast last summer.
Yeah. Did you like working with Francesca, Brooks?
Yes.
What was that experience?
I liked being rolled around on the stage.
Yeah. Yeah. Spoken like a true diva.
Right?
Yeah. Francesca, and you've got a lot of time together. What was Beauty and the Beast like for you, Brooks?
Really fun. It was a lot of older kids.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, yeah.
Brooks, you have a lot of love coming in from the audience. We have Joelle, longtime supporter of the show. Ethan, who you're going to find later.
That's right. Oh, and speaking of Ethan just sent us a donation. Let's go ahead and give it up for Ethan.
Yay!
Woo! Add $20 onto the counter there. This
Nice.
is getting exciting. Thank you, Ethan, for your support. Oh wow, this is going to be good. Robin, talk to us a little bit about what theater's been like for Brooks, and also like why you think theater is important for kids.
Well, I'll tell you, not even just Brooks, just seeing all the kids just grow on stage. Brooks was 6 when he started in Little Alice in Wonderland. And
When the show never happened.
yeah, the show that didn't happen because of COVID. But, you know, he was just this little boy and we were trying to get him into something. And just seeing him go from that to all the current roles, just seeing him literally grow on stage right in front of us.
Wow.
And you guys just give these kids the confidence. You let every kid shine on stage no matter what part they have. You always say, don't count lines because you are going to have your time to shine. He did in Alice in Wonderland up on Isaiah's shoulders.
Yes.
And just that moment of time. And to this day, we're still good friends with Isaiah and his mom. And from just that little blip in our memory.
Yeah.
And then watching some of the kids who are now juniors, seniors in high school that was, 4 years ago, and they were so young and now they're just shining. So it's just so amazing to see all of that and the confidence that they now have on stage.
Wow.
I
And
totally agree.
even in school, I'm seeing just the confidence he has in school, being in front of people and just the way he talks. And the way you guys teach it, they don't even realize that they're learning.
Yeah. Well, that's how you trick them. That's
Yeah.
You always want to get education in through the back door.
Yeah.
But Brooks, you always come in to rehearsal prepared. You always know your lines. You always know everybody else's lines.
Yeah.
And so what is your favorite part of the process, from rehearsal to being on stage to the afterglow to costumes? Like, what do you love the most about theater?
Dan taking me to the booth.
Yeah. What did we find in the booth?
The light board, sound, and other stuff.
Yeah. What was down the hall from the light booth? Do you remember?
Is there a
The
secret?
the dungeons and the candy store.
Yeah. And do you remember who goes to the dungeon?
What?
Who goes to the dungeon?
Oh, kids.
Yes, children who do not have parents to donate to Spring Theater's fundraiser to go to Clovis, New Mexico. Those are who go to the dungeon.
That is so funny. What do you usually say? Is it kids that don't learn their lines?
I don't remember. I think it's contextual on the day.
For the record, there is no dungeon at
They
Spring
don't
Theater,
do that.
and this
No.
is Dan's imagination at play.
And it's
So-
actually only Brooks knows about this because we were just hanging out one day and
I was actually wondering where this was going,
Yeah.
but I appreciate that. Yeah, and I'm glad you mentioned that too, Brooks, because theater is fun on stage, but it's also fun off stage. Like, I know a lot of kids that don't love to get up and learn lines and sing and dance and be the center of attention, but I know a lot of people who love to be a part of it. So you could paint sets, you could help with costumes. What are some other things that happen backstage, Brooks, that you can think of?
Costume changes.
So many costume changes.
People doing this.
yes, that is maybe the most important backstage role at Spring Theater shows in particular is people doing this.
Exactly. Staying quiet off stage is really important.
Yeah.
Brooks, let me ask you something. If you it's crazy to think that you just joined us 3 years ago now? Is that Alice in Wonderland?
Yeah.
4.
Oh, 4.
I think it
Yeah.
was 4. Yeah.
Wow.
5 this summer, actually, because it was
2021.
2021. Yeah.
2021.
Yeah.
And
Right.
Brooks, in your experience, have you noticed, your mom kind of mentioned something about this, but do you feel like theater has changed your life outside of the theater at all?
It's a big question.
It is a big question. Like, what's something that you do outside what's a skill set that you've learned in theater that you could apply to the outside world now?
That's a great question.
I review lines sometimes from shows I've been in.
Yeah?
That's cool.
Do you think it helps your memory?
Yeah.
Yeah? Keeps you mentally sharp?
Yeah.
Are you
That's
real quick on the draw on the Sunday crossword?
I'll tell you, he was just in a show recently, and it was one of the bigger parts
Madagascar.
that he's ever had, and he had the most lines he's ever had, and it was the first time I ever saw him actually nervous, like,
Wow.
gonna be able to learn all of these. And within 2 to 3 days, he knew it like that. So he went from like, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. And then he gave himself a little bit of confidence and realized, yes, I can do this. And it was perfect.
I love that.
And I
Yeah.
played
Amazing.
Skipper the Penguin.
Yeah.
Skipper the Penguin. What was your favorite line as Skipper the Penguin? Do you remember?
Me and the New York accent saying, "Forget about it."
Yeah.
Accents are something good to learn too.
Yeah. And then for a second, I
That
thought
is
you were coming from
amazing.
Brooklyn. That was very convincing.
Yeah.
Well, Brooks, I have some exciting news because you are such an amazing actor. We just got another donation.
Yay!
This donation comes to us all the way from Norway because
Wow.
that's where my mom is right now. And she just sent $250
Wow.
to
Sounds like Aaron's not going to the dungeon.
That's right.
Thank you, Mama.
Theater moms are the best. I still have one.
They are. Yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to all the moms out there. Not only you, Robin, but every single mom who's watching us
Seriously.
now. Every mom who has supported. It
Yep.
is
Or
a
dad.
job. Or dad. Yes. Theater parents, theater older siblings, theater what you call them, chaperones. Anybody who's ever taken the time to not only get their kid to rehearsal, but make sure they have the right black pants and black jazz shoes and make sure that they're fed and ready to go and well rested and healthy. Like kudos to all the parents out there. Big time.
Absolutely. What would we do without them? We certainly would not exist.
Yeah, so true.
We absolutely love you guys, and we're so happy that you're taking this other places and doing your thing over there. And as jealous as we are, we're so happy for you and for all the kids out in New Mexico and everywhere else you're going, because everything you guys touch turns to gold. So,
well, that's very kind.
That's really
incredible. So I'm so excited for you guys.
Well, we're excited too. We're going to see what's out there, and you should stay tuned. If you're not following us on social, you should, and you can keep track of. Well, they're not here because we have, we have the real business stuff going on now. PayPal and Venmo if you'd like to donate to this cause. But we're going to be out in New Mexico. We're going to be in uncharted territory with uncharted children, and we're going to be sending updates, pictures, and little notes and stuff along the way. So follow us on social so you can be a part of the experience.
Yes, big time. Well, thank you again for joining us, Robin and Brooks. Mwah! We love you, and thanks for taking time out of your beach vacation to support the theater.
Yeah, we love you guys.
Love you too.
Bye.
Hi, Skipper the Penguin.
Bye.
You know what? I got to tell you, kids doing accents on stage, especially like New York accents and stuff like that. Oh, my absolute favorite.
That is absolutely why we do it. All right, it's time to introduce already our next guest, and we've already mentioned her this trip, and that is Francesca Sharp.
Yes.
She was, as we said, Mrs. Potts in Beauty and the Beast, and actually that was the first time that we worked with her, was just last summer, and she's become kind of a pillar of the community since then. And in fact, she's now gotten involved in other theater companies across the Triad, and we're hearing great things from them as well.
Yes, she is an outstanding performer. I feel like she might be having a little internet connection trouble at the moment, but I'm going to go ahead and bring some photos of her performing up. This is actually, we were just talking about this. This is her as Mrs. Potts, and there's little Chip. I think he was falling down at that moment. What a beautiful show that was, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was a really lovely show.
I loved it. This is her in a completely different role, pulling back our hope in Urinetown, the musical.
Yeah, and by the way, I think Francesca that year, we gave her after Urinetown ensemble, because she was in all three. There was four kids who were in all four shows, and that was Ethan Rapier, Francesca Sharp, Millie Caldwell, and Nick Kelly. And they did the triathlon last summer, which was a huge beast of a job. She was she was in all three shows and maybe showed the most range between all three. I
agree.
But let's let her talk about it herself. What do you say?
I think that's a great idea.
I think we have. Let's see if we can get her on here. Francesca, you there?
Woohoo! Hello. Oh, I think you are muted, but I see you. Hello.
Francesca.
How's it going? It's so lovely to see you today. Oh, she looks shocked.
You know what, though? I've always said of Francesca, better to see her than hear her.
You've never said that about her.
And I don't mean it.
She has a lovely voice, too.
She does. She has a lovely voice. And if she unmutes herself, you'll be able to hear it.
That's so true.
Yeah. Look at her. She can hear us, so you can tell from the look on her face.
You can. While she's unmuting, here's a photograph of her as Mrs. Bumbrake in our incredible production of Peter and the Starcatcher last year. That was so much fun. And she also doubled as the mermaid in that show.
Yes.
Oh, she was lovely. And I remember very clearly during Tech Week, we added a song for her, and I sent it to her the night before. And literally, all of a sudden, she came in the next day and it was memorized and ready to go. And I was like, that's a star right there.
Yep, absolutely.
That is a
Francesca,
star right
how are we
there.
doing on that mic there? You gotta.
Hey, can you hear me?
Hey! I told you she was better to be heard than seen.
She is amazing. Francesca, welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so good to see you.
Yes, it's so good to see you guys too. It's been a while.
Yeah, what you been up to?
Oh my gosh, well, right now I'm at the UNCSA Summer Intensive, and I'm in my last week.
Really?
Yes.
So tell me what that's like.
Oh my God, it is truly an amazing experience. It is an honor and a privilege to be here, to see so many kids who are so dedicated to theater and honing their craft from all different parts of the world, too.
No kidding.
That's amazing.
So, and just for those who don't know what UNCSA is or what their summer intensive is, just fill us in.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, their summer intensive is where you get to spend 3 weeks at UNCSA, and it's like a condensed 4 years of like what it's like to be at a theater conservative university, where you can learn from teachers, whether it's theater philosophy or movement or how to get better at monologues. That's all here.
Wow, very cool. And so, how long is the intensive?
The intensive lasts 3 weeks.
Wow,
that's
four,
awesome.
4 years of college education in 3 weeks. Just skip the college, go to the summer intensive.
Yeah, you know.
It's like a good introduction. If you're like in your last year of high school, it's like a good, nice way to ease your way into like what a university life would be like.
I love that. You have a fan in the audience saying hello. It's Marley, who is also in Peter and the Starcatcher with you.
Yes, and Beauty and the Beast.
And Beauty and the Beast.
Miss her.
So many good times. So many
Francesca,
good times.
you've done a few shows. Now, your first was your Beauty and the Beast. Was that your first time doing theater?
It was. It was my first time doing theater outside of any school-related activity.
Wow.
It's my first time.
Is amazing to me because I'll never forget the first time I heard you sing. And not only that, I saw your stage presence and I was like, this girl's got it. You know how you kind of like have the it factor? Some people just, I literally saw that and it was amazing.
The growth too between Beauty and the Beast. You came in strong as Mrs. Potts, but throughout the summer you just tore it up.
Speaking of growth, we just got another donation.
Oh, yay!
This one comes in from our last guest, Robin and Brooks Butner, for $100.
Oh,
Give it
yeah,
up.
baby.
Woo! Francesca, why do you think it's important that kids get into theater? We're trying to take spring to a new community that doesn't have a lot of experiences. Why do you think that might be important?
Oh my gosh, it is so deeply important to keep the arts alive because it connects us all together to art, and it creates good communication skills. It creates how to present well, say like in a job. How would you go into a job and how would you do your interview? How you carry yourself, especially, it's very important to keep that alive.
100%,
Absolutely.
yeah, a lot of skills. And I will say that when I joined theater, and this, I don't know if this was, it doesn't seem like it was your case necessarily, Francesca, nor yours, Aaron, but when I was encouraged to do theater as a kid, it was because my mom thought I needed a social outlet. Not that I had trouble socializing, but I would just choose to stay in and play on the computer.
Yeah.
And then I found theater, and it immediately opened up this world of friendship and camaraderie and just unending inside jokes and memories for a lifetime. So I'd say that's one of the most important things, especially today where our interactions are becoming more and more digitized.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, there's something about the live experience. That's why anytime someone misses a show, they're like, oh, I'm sorry I missed it. Can you send me the video? And I'm like, I could. But there's just nothing like being in the room where it happens. What's your favorite part about performing, Francesca?
Oh my gosh, my favorite part about performing is just how it all comes together. Like all the teamwork, all the memories you create to just like, to the final show day. It's just a beautiful experience to share with other people.
You're saying, and I believe you 100%, because I would say above almost everybody I've worked with at Spring, Francesca would spend her time grinding out with mad focus during the rehearsals as an actor, and then would stay afterwards or spend all day with us at tech, standing in for lights or painting or dressing the set or whatever she needed. Whatever we needed help with, she was always there for. So I do believe that you're there as a part of a team and for the teamwork.
Absolutely.
You're a shining example of that. Francesca, I wanted to ask you, since now you're branching out into this intensive program, is there anything that's blown your mind that you'd like to give away as a little free information hack to anyone who might be outside of this intensive?
What a great question.
Yes, actually. One of the things that blew my mind is how you can use your imagination skills, like stuff that we lose as we're older, like keeping that childhood imagination alive really sets actors apart from like just like normal to like, wow, like amazing storytelling as well. Like
100%.
keeping that imagination alive and creativity is so important.
I love that.
I love that too, because part of the reason that I'm so drawn to children's theater is that I feel like children are still in that place, youth theater. They're still in that place where they're allowing themselves. They almost can't help but be imaginative.
Yeah.
And at some point along the line, kind of as you suggested, Francesca, it's sort of beaten out of us.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure why, but I think that's brilliant. I think keeping the imagination alive will make you a better performer. And I also think it'll enrich your life beyond the stage.
And speaking of stories, Spring Theater's been doing at the Callidium in Winston-Salem. We've been doing stories with Spring, and I don't even know if you know this yet, but Francesca is going to be a part of them. And I am so excited because one of the things that I love about Spring Theater is it's kids of every age. And I feel like a lot of the older kids become great mentors to the younger kids. And Francesca was literally a premium example of that. It was so good.
I can think of nobody better. Francesca, this has been so brief. This is the nature of these telethons, but I would like to ask you, would you like to leave any life advice for anybody who might be watching, either on stage or off stage?
Great question.
Oh my gosh. Any life advice? I would just say, if you are afraid to go after something new, just go for it. It shows who you are as a person. And once it's over, you'll think, wow, I really did something amazing. It's like you carry that with you for all time.
I love it. Wise beyond her years,
Yeah,
Francesca
for
Sharp.
real. I love you, and I cannot wait to see you at Callidium soon because I need to hug you so hard.
I miss you guys so much. I can't wait to see you guys again.
Hey, thanks for making the time with us, and now go back to being intense.
Yes.
Yes, I will.
Love
Have
you.
a good evening.
Bye.
Oh my gosh. You know what? My heart is so full just from seeing Brooks and just from seeing Robin and Francesca already. And we just got another donation.
I was just gonna ask.
Lauren
Yeah.
Stevenson of $50. Pop it on
Wow.
there. Woo, we are
I
raising
will.
this money today.
But I'm
Thank
struggling.
You, thank you.
And when I
everyone.
show you this thermometer, just know that it looks like we might not be making as much progress as we should, but that's only because the gap between 450 and 550 is the same as the gap between 550 and 1000.
Aaron Dirth doesn't make thermometers really well.
You know what though? This is a one of a kind.
That's true.
It's-
That is true.
It's a reverse parabolic flux formation.
And
It's very
speaking
mathematical.
of one-of-a-kind reverse parabolic flux formations,
Mhm.
Ethan Rapier
Yeah.
is one of them.
Yes, that is
That's
so
right.
true.
Ethan has done so much with Spring Theater over the last, 7 years. Because
7 years.
Ethan's first day at Spring was actually Dan's first day at Spring.
That's true.
But we'll let him talk about that more because give it up for the one, the only Ethan Rapier.
Ethan Rapier.
Hey, hey, hey.
Oh, coming to us live from Venus.
Hello, chat. No. I actually decided I would get way ahead of you guys. I'm
Yeah?
actually in Mexico right now. The place where
Wrong
we're going.
one. Wrong one.
Mexico. We're going to the new one.
What?
Yeah, we're going to New Mexico.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Sorry about that. Should have been more clear, honestly.
Okay. So then I'm currently stuck in Mexico.
no.
Well, honestly, you're closer to New Mexico there than you are here. So you may as well
Okay.
just like go there and catch up with us in a couple weeks.
In that case, chat, I need everyone to donate to get me out of Mexico. I don't have enough money for a bus ticket. I spent all my money on the $20 donation earlier. So chat room, I need you guys all to donate. I'm stuck out here.
Come on, chat. If you get Ethan home from Mexico in time, I will personally donate 100 subs to the stream.
Oh, nice. I don't even know what subs are, but I'm excited. Oh, we just got a donation.
It
worked.
Oh, Ethan, it's from your mom.
Oh, hi, Mom.
She's
Mom,
gonna
get me home.
What a grift, huh?
$100 from the Rapiers. Thank you so much, Rapiers. Oh my goodness, this is great. Now, I didn't mention this when we were introducing him, but Ethan is actually coming to New Mexico with us. And his flight is already booked, but it's not from Mexico. So we still need a little more money to get him out, folks.
Yes, that is pretty much the thing that we're donating money for, is to get Ethan out of Mexico, back to North Carolina, and then to New Mexico.
Yeah.
I'm scared, guys.
Yeah, you should be.
I'm scared.
And what's your favorite part about leading? Because you have grown up in theater and now you are becoming a director of not only younger folks, but also peers. So talk to us a little bit about that.
So the best thing about like leading the young folks is seeing them do the things that I used to do and seeing them do even better at it. And it's really great because when I started directing at Spring Theater, it made me really want to start directing. And so now I've gone on to direct 2 shows as the director, not just assistant director. So it's been really great. You know what? I guess Spring Theater has really sprung me to the next step in my theater education.
And you know what? I don't even think he was reading the tagline on the logo.
No, of course not.
That's not our tagline anyway.
Spring into the arts.
It really has helped me to spring into the arts.
See? Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for that unpaid advertisement.
That's well done.
Yeah.
It's going to be really interesting going to New Mexico because I was talking about this earlier, but we have so many more people who have joined us since. There's no resources out there. So there's no costume shops and set designers.
There's no copper or mercury.
Exactly. There's not even someone I can call and be like, hey, could you come help me teach music this morning?
And because of the lack of mercury, we're going to need your help to fill this thermometer.
Hey!
And they don't have, and they're all out of helium. There's no helium in New Mexico.
As this has been a talking point, but this is maybe we'll put a pin in that.
You know why we'll put a pin in that? Because Dan, Ethan, since you're both going to New Mexico with me, we are going to need to make sure you are prepared. And I have prepared a trivia for you both.
Oh, I love it.
This theme is New Mexico trivia.
I love it.
Now, Ethan, I'm going to give you a choice. You can go head to head with Dan, or you can go as a team to see if you can get the highest score. What do you choose?
What's the team? Oh, wait, me and Dan together?
Yeah.
No, I don't need that. Dan, I'm here to kick your rump.
I was hoping you'd say that. I wanted to do that, but I wanted to give you the option.
Nice. All right. Well, in that case, I have 10 questions, 5 for Ethan, 5 for Dan. We're going to go back and forth. Now, the first question will go to Ethan. If he gets it correct, he will get a point. If he gets it incorrect, you have a chance to steal that point, Dan.
All right.
And we will go on and on and on. I do have a tiebreaker question, which maybe we'll need, maybe we won't.
All right. I'm excited.
All right, Ethan. Are you ready for your first question?
I'm so ready. Dan, I'm going to kick your buttocks.
What happened to the rump? I want you to have
too.
A different analogy, a different synonym for rump every time you come at me.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah, I got it.
But make it clean because this is spring theater.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me, I've got a list.
While you're listening to this trivia, folks, please remember we are here to make it to New Mexico today to work with children who have never worked in theater before, and we need your donations to make that happen. There is no donation too small, and I mean that with all sincerity. Even if you have $1 in your Venmo, oh, please send it to us. We need it.
Our goal is $2,500 right now. We're just over the $800 line, which is pretty good. We got an hour and a half ahead of us. So
that's halfway.
I know.
We're almost there.
You know, and this is why theater is necessary for those who don't excel in math.
Yes. Thanks,
all right,
Dan.
question number 1 coming at you, Ethan. Which major river flows through the center of New Mexico? Feel free to help him out in the chat audience, but do not Google it. Do not Google it.
I want to say the Rio Grande.
The Rio Grande is correct.
Nicely done.
The Rio Grande, here's a picture of it right here, goes right through New Mexico. Good job. That is 1 point for Ethan.
You know, out there they call it the Rio Grande.
See. I don't know if they do.
Well, they do. Shut up.
If you think that Ethan is smart, you should send a donation to show how much you care.
I agree.
All right. Speaking of smarts, it is Dan's turn, and let's see if you get this next question correct. What is the capital of New Mexico?
I do believe that it's Albuquerque.
That is incorrect. That is incorrect.
What a sad day.
All right, I'm throwing it back.
Embarrassing.
Who has a chance to get this next question correct? What is the capital of New Mexico?
New Mexico City.
All right. Well, no points on that, but I'm going to give you both a hint, and I think you're going to get it right away. It is also a song in my favorite musical.
Santa Fe. It's Santa
Fe.
Christian Bale.
That's Parker Bond, everybody.
Parker Bond looking good from all those years ago when we did Newsies.
Yes.
Hey, who out there thinks that when we come back to Winston, we need to bring Newsies back?
True.
Put it in the
Can I get some
comments if you want to
trues in the
see
chat?
Newsies right here, Spring Theater 2026. Might still be too early. It was 7 years ago. I don't know. Santa Fe,
it was
New Mexico.
up there.
All right, you have been stumped, boys, but that is okay. It is Ethan's turn for this next question. Here it comes.
A lot of support for Newsies in the chat.
Okay.
No,
you
I
know,
think that's
would do
support
this
for me,
again.
probably. Oh, that's a long
Might
question.
be. All right, so New Mexico's Philmont Ranch claims to host the largest campground in the world! ! It is owned and operated by what organization founded in 1910 that has served over 100 million youth? Do you
What is this? What is this, amateur hour? I'm here to kick Dan's hiney, and I wanted it to be hard. That's the Boy Scouts of America, also known as the Scouts BSA.
Well done.
Well
Ethan.
done.
Are you laughing at the graphic I chose for the answer?
Yeah.
Just 3 little Ethans.
Wow, wow,
Dude,
wow.
look Oh.
Ethan, you were a Boy Scout, weren't you?
I'm an Eagle Scout.
Ooh, what is the difference?
Wow.
I'm sorry, I don't know.
It means I'm a top-ranked Boy Scout, and I get to know all the classified information. And I don't have it on me; it's in my wallet, which is in the other room. But I have a little card signed by
Nice.
Joe Biden. So
You're a card-carrying Eagle Scout, huh?
mhm.
Card carrying Eagle Scout. I
I'm
love
Very
allowed to go
cool.
to any military base that I want.
Is that true?
No, no,
Oh.
not even at all.
I was like, that's
No.
cool.
I doubt that would be a thing. But here is a thing. Oh, we just got a donation because you boys are so smart. It is from Patricia Anderson for $25.
Whoa!
Woo! Yes,
Let's go.
Patricia. Thank you for your support of our new group of amazing kids who don't even know they're amazing yet. I don't even know them yet, but I know they're amazing. And I just heard another $sign. Oh my gosh, Daniel
What?
Wells just gave us a donation of $250.
Wow. That
Let's
means we have
go.
broken over the $1,000 mark.
Yes.
We are over 2/5 of the way there, and we're about 2/5 of the way through the stream,
Oh.
too. This is perfect.
We're right on par. And
Wow.
I just have to give a shout out to Daniel. His father, DeWitt, was one of my best friends. He was a World War II veteran, and he recently passed away. And I miss the ever-loving daylights out of that guy. He was sharp and fun and funny. He was at all of our shows. So your dad will never be forgotten, Stanny. And thank you so much for your donation. Wow.
Appreciate it.
I am all pumped up for this next question, Dan. It is your question. What is New Mexico's official state nickname? What is New Mexico's official state nickname?
The barrel cactus state.
That is incorrect. Ethan, it goes to you again. Do you know New Mexico's official state nickname?
I'm gonna go with the land of Breaking Bad. Yes, that was it, right?
Dan has control of the thingy, but he is incorrect. Audience, do you guys know? Does anybody out there know New Mexico's official state nickname? It is the land of enchantment.
Oh, you probably
Why
shouldn't
did you
say it
have
like that,
the
but I.
Oh,
Transylvanian
you know why I
accent.
did?
Yeah.
Because of Aladdin. Because I think that he says it in his opening monologue.
Yeah, he does.
The land of enchantment, mystery, and the finest Tupperware on sale today. Come on down.
Yeah.
I love that. I
Yeah.
love that role.
Rest in peace, Robin Williams.
That wasn't Robin, was it?
Yeah, of course it was.
That was
Yeah,
Robin
he
Williams.
was the
at
guy at
beginning?
the opening. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
isn't that
blew my
awesome?
mind.
Yeah.
All right, next question. This one goes to Ethan first. Is that correct?
Yep.
It is.
Yeah.
Carlsbad is a small city in the southeastern part of New Mexico. What is it most wildly known for? Carlsbad.
What is it most wildly known for?
Widely, not wildly.
I'm gonna go ahead and say they're caverns.
Oh my gosh! Ladies and gentlemen, donate now because Ethan is blowing our minds with his brains.
Ethan's batting 1,000 on his own questions, I
The
think.
score is currently
Yeah.
3-1, and you just won us another donation.
I don't think I have a point.
No, you don't.
No,
Oh, it's
you
3-0.
don't.
There we go.
That's because I'm here to kick your behind.
Got him.
We just got another donation in from David Clayton. Thank you so much, David, for $50. Add it to that thermometer. Woo, 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 woo. And get ready for your next question, Daniel.
Okay.
The question is, what living thing outnumbers people in the state of New Mexico 20 to 1?
I feel like a living thing, so
What?
it's not necessarily an animal.
It is an animal.
Oh, okay. I want to say bats.
Great guess.
Bad guess.
What do you think it is, Ethan? What outnumbers people in the state of New Mexico 20 to 1? We're going to see 20 of these to each one of us. That means we're going to see 60 of these
Quick math.
when we're there.
The desert titmouse.
Ooh,
That is a very good guess.
and a funny one.
But the correct answer is actually
Cow.
Okay, that makes sense.
yeah, baby. We're gonna
Because
see
of all the
so many cows.
cowboys.
I'm guessing. Yeah,
Ah, you could be the Cowboys.
the beef.
We will
Yeah.
be the cowboys.
That's right.
Wow.
All right. Right now it is 3-0, and this next question is for Ethan. Ethan first.
For Ethan, because Dan's gotten none of them correct so far.
So true.
That is
Bestie.
correct. Roughly what percentage of New Mexico's roads are unpaved? Roughly what percentage?
Roughly. Okay,
Roughly.
so
I'll give it to you
what-
5 on one side, 5 on the other.
okay,
1 to
so
100.
within 10-ish%, I'm gonna
Yeah.
say 35%.
Not even close.
Okay.
I'm gonna say it's 80%.
Very close. You are the winner because it is
Oh.
70%. Woo!
Yes.
Barely. Buzzer
I
beater.
love a dirt road.
That's insane. 75% of roads are unpaved. Good guess, Carlos. You were close as well. But Dan got his first point with the guess of 80.
I love my dirt roads.
And you get the next question, Dan.
Okay.
What is the state gem of New Mexico? Hint, it's also Aaron's birthstone. Let's see if my husband knows what my birthstone is.
The opal amethyst merled. The it's the one that's really weird, isn't it?
Incorrect. Ethan, can you steal? state gem of New
Yeah,
Mexico.
I'm gonna say it's like corundum or something.
Corundum.
Corundum is incorrect. The correct is not jade, Carlos, but turquoise.
Turquoise.
Oh, that makes sense too, doesn't
That's
it?
a good one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
for him.
December's birthstone is turquoise. Wait, isn't your birthday in December too, Ethan?
No, mine's in January. I got the garnet.
What's
Mm.
yours, Daniel?
I don't know.
Well.
Pisces,
All right, whose question is it next?
the twin fish. It's Ethan's.
Ethan, what is grown in New Mexico more than any other state?
Cactus.
Not true. But I do think we'll see some cacti there.
That one I feel has got to be chili peppers.
You are correct.
Oh, wow.
We're coming back.
77% of the chili pepper
All
is
right.
grown in New Mexico.
Go ahead and anytime you want, just send a donation over with the person you want to win. Send them good vibes in the form of
Ooh,
dollar
yes.
donations. It's
I
what,
agree.
3-2 now?
It is 3-2. Yes, I didn't
But-
get that one.
Chat, if I win, that means you all have to donate $1,000 each. But if Dan wins, you have to stop donating. Sorry, Dan, I don't make the rules.
Oh no.
Whoa.
Well-
Okay, I'm gonna throw for content.
They're for content.
Oh my gosh. But you know what? If you put in now even just a dollar donation towards the one you want to win, and go ahead and even if you're not donating, write in the chat who you are cheering for right now. This next question comes to who first? Because I can't keep it
This
straight.
is me, baby.
All right. There are over 1,000 officially recorded government reports of what in New Mexico each year?
Unidentified flying objects.
That is correct.
Whoops.
Crazy things out there.
Sticky fingers.
UFO sightings.
Tied.
We are tied 3-3.
How many questions
That is
left?
Right. There's only one question left.
Oh boy.
I didn't do this on purpose, but I'm excited.
And
This
Ethan
is
gets to bat
the
first.
tiebreaker question.
So if
All
we
right.
both get this wrong, we got to do the tiebreaker. Or this is the tiebreaker.
This is the tiebreaker right here.
I think we
Oh, heavens.
screwed the order somehow.
Well, whatever
but
it is.
Ethan's still first now, so
I think you just got more questions wrong, Dan.
Yeah, but that wouldn't. Yeah, keep going.
All right. For the tiebreaker, if Ethan gets this correct, he is the champion. If not, you have a chance to steal.
Savage.
What famous bear originated in New Mexico during World War II to spread forest fire awareness to America?
Smokey the Bear. It was Smokey the Bear. What an explosion.
And with Smokey, you are the winner,
Wow,
Ethan.
congratulations, Ethan. You're the
What an
man.
explosion. Do you have any explosions?
Let's see.
But here's Smokey.
If you say something funny.
I'm gonna kick your tushy.
Nice.
Here's Smokey saluting you, telling you, good job, Ethan.
Wow,
Good job,
congratulations.
Ethan. I will see you in New Mexico. Ethan, it's time to move on, but tell us right now why you think people should donate and also why you are excited to go to New Mexico and teach new kids theater.
Well, I think it's a huge opportunity to go to a place. You said they got no resources over there. So I feel like us bringing.
There is water.
Okay, they got, but not too much.
I meant more no theatrical resources.
They have no costumes there, and if we go there, we're bringing costumes.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I think a major part of going out there is to inspire those children there, just like we've inspired the children in Winston-Salem. So, or just in the Triad in general. So I think if we can get to Clovis, then we'll inspire their Triad of children too.
Oh, amazingly said, sir.
I love that so much.
Coming from someone who began as a child in our program and is now an adult in charge of more things than I am.
That's right. That's right.
It's true.
Oh my gosh. I love it so much. We love you, Ethan. We will see
I love
you
you
at the
too.
airport on the way to New Mexico
Yeah.
in just a couple weeks.
And congratulations on your
Donate.
victory.
Thank you.
Yes. Adios, amigo.
All right.
Oh, I am having so much fun. And if you're having fun too, thank you, first of all, for tuning in on a Saturday afternoon. Second of all, Jennifer Ginsburg gives us a good reason. Theater is so inclusive and important. It's such a platform for kids, and I totally agree with you.
And just to help us get out there and bring theater to a new community and show kids the magic of theater, we're seeking $2,500 to cover the costs of this venture. We are currently at 100. What? We're not there yet, so keep donating.
We're not there yet, but we're going to get there because we have another guest right here waiting to say hey. And this is one of my favorite folks at Spring Theater, and I miss her so much. So no more missing aloud. Let's bring her on. It's Millie.
Hey, Millie!
Oh my goodness. Hello, everybody.
How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm in a show right now, and I'm very excited about it.
Good.
Tell us about it. What
Yeah.
show are you doing?
I am in Once Upon a Mattress at Theater Alliance, and
Awesome.
I play Princess Number 12 and Beatrice. She is a featured dance role, and I'm having so much fun, and everybody is so nice and kind.
I love
How
it.
amazing.
I feel like I
Wow.
haven't seen you in the longest amount of time since I met you.
I
No,
know.
literally. I've been like looking around for you guys. I'm like, where are y'all at? Y'all are
We-
just like
yeah, we've been
everywhere.
And actually, if you're in town and you miss Millie, she is coming to help with our Imagination on Stage workshop at Collidium. And I could not be more excited because we were talking about that mentorship and all of that as well. And I think that Millie is such a great mentor to our younger cast members as well. So we can't
100%.
wait to have her there.
And we were just talking about how Millie was one of the kids who did the triathlon last year, which was a very grueling process of 3 shows in a row. And I was wondering if you have any pictures from those shows.
I do.
But Millie has been a big part of our community for a bit now. And it's hard to imagine Spring Theater without you now.
Absolutely. Millie, what was your what were some of your favorite Spring Theater memories?
Oh my gosh, I think it's between whenever you guys would make me try hot sauce.
Make
And I
you.
was like, and also just like everybody talking and doing tech stuff, and whenever we all went to Starbucks together, like just fun things like that, you know, the little moments. I
Mhm.
think that's what I love.
Totally. You know, Millie actually came to us. The first time I saw Millie audition for us, I was blown away, and she starred in Bring It On. She was actually Danielle in Bring It On, and boy, oh boy, she blew everybody away.
Yeah.
Because you were how old when you did this role?
I turned 15 that like right after I auditioned, I think.
Wow.
That's amazing, because that role is definitely one that's for, someone who's 18, 19, and boy, she had the stage presence to just rock it out. It was amazing.
I'm just curious. That was the show Bring It On. If people don't know what Bring It On is, it's Lin-Manuel Miranda and Tom Kitt, who did Next to Normal. Their show about cheerleaders. So it was a pretty challenging show with a lot of demands. There was a lot of hip hop, there was a lot of dance needs, and then there was the cheerleading aspect. And Millie, I'm just curious, how does that show rank in terms of difficulty of approach compared to other theater pieces you've done?
Good question.
So, okay, I think it's one of the more difficult ones only because like I only did a few gymnastics camps and a few cheer camps, and I used to do cheerleading stunts all the time when I was little, but it had been so long where I'm like, okay, I'm scared.
Yeah.
So a lot of it was me getting that back and balancing myself both mentally and physically with everything, and I was just like, oh my gosh, I'm literally almost 6 feet in the air right now.
Yeah, there was a lot of flipping, a lot of hullabaloo in that show.
So fun.
To date, one of my favorite shows we've done.
I'll never forget the audience reaction the first night, because we worked so hard on that show. Like I think that I literally maybe worked harder on that show than any other show, just because I was constantly like staying up late working on choreography, and then I'd get there early to meet Kelsey and we would do some stuff, and then Isaiah came in and he did a ton of the choreography, and then like we just all worked so hard. And I'll never forget opening night, like literally the curtain closed. Well, we didn't have a curtain, but the show was over, and the audience just like leapt to their feet.
Wait, I think we did have a curtain. Didn't the curtain actually close?
Yeah, I always like to have an open and closed curtain in the shows just because it's, Yeah. See, she remembers. That's why we paired the big bucks.
And then
do it over and over.
Same. And then last year, one of my favorite roles that you played was Molly in Peter and the Starcatcher. Tell us a little bit about that role.
Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorites only because I got to explore like accents and also the kiddos in there. I know Marley is here and hi. And I love the kiddos, and I would read to them during intermission, and they would come up to me, they'd be like, oh my gosh, can you read this to us? And it was Big Friendly Giant, and it was so cute. I loved it. And I just love like teaching and mentoring, and just it's really fun for me. So that was what I got to do a lot during that show, and I think
I wish I had a picture of you backstage, because I do have one. I just didn't upload it to this stream, but oh my gosh, I literally come backstage and it's quiet, which is rare, because at intermission it's like time to not be quiet and time to get all your sillies out, especially for the younger cast members. And I go backstage and all the teenage cast members are kind of hanging out, and then I turn right and I see Mama Millie sitting there with a book and all the little doe-eyed children just looking up at her, and it was the sweetest thing in the world. So you know what's great? Oh, you go first.
Oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, the relationships that you have in theater, I think what's really cool is like I experienced this as a kid, and I still do. I have friends that are much, much older than me. I have friends that are much, much younger than me. I have friends that are kids that like genuinely I don't feel that there's an age barrier. When you do a show together, it doesn't matter what age you are. You're just kind of all friends. Is that kind of the experience you have as well?
Absolutely, because the first theater I was at after like my big break of not doing a lot was Theater Alliance and you guys. So I was like, okay, I'm going from working with all adults in Color Purple to working with people who are my age. So and it didn't feel different at all. Like it was like, oh, I'm just with a bunch of people. Like I'm with friends.
I love that. Cool. Yeah.
So cool.
So I was going to say, on a similar note, I think anyone who's done theater has had it's a pretty unifying experience, because no matter if you've done it on a Broadway stage or in a small community hometown theater, the experience doesn't differ that much. The magnitude might change, but the experience is very much the same. And I'm just curious, what is it about this particular outlet that brings you back time and time again?
So I've been doing theater for about 10 years of my life this year. And I knew from a very young age what I wanted to do. Luckily, not a lot of people have that. So like even going from that experience and going from everything, I think the main thing that I would say is just the relationships built from it. I feel like I have a lot of recognition from the theaters that I go to and a lot of friendships that I have. So I'm just happy to be friendly and extroverted as I am.
I love it. I love it. And you are everybody's friend. I don't see a single person that want to be around you when you're in a show.
Absolutely.
So well done.
We love you, Millie. I cannot wait to hang with you at Collidium soon. So we'll be teaching some kids there. And I can't wait to see your next show as well. Just keep doing what you're doing because you are a light in this world.
Millie,
Thank you.
before you go, give people a great reason to donate in the next 5 minutes to our cause.
Oh my gosh, if you don't donate, then you're literally keeping people in New Mexico from getting the experience of making new friends and getting themselves out there. It's simply just the greatest experience ever. And theater like helps you be more open and it helps you be yourself. Like I wouldn't have been as open as I am now, without theater. So
Amen. I love it.
Totally agree. And because you just said that, we just got another donation. Many thanks to the Heck family who just donated $50.
Wow.
Thank you.
And you're going to meet them later on in the stream.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Well, we absolutely love you so much.
And I love you.
We cannot wait to see you again and have trails.
Bye.
Love you. Love you.
What an adorable sign off.
All right. Our next guest is supposedly in the waiting room. Oh, do I need to press enter? She says.
Oh.
The answer is yes.
You must
If
enter
you're
the
watching,
waiting room.
Press enter. Oh my gosh. While we're waiting for her to come on, I could not be more excited about this fundraiser. Thank you guys so much. What is our total now, Dan?
We are just under the $1,200 mark, which means we're just below halfway. We just crossed over into the second half of this fundraiser, so we need to make just a little bit more in the same amount of time as we've already made to hit our $2,500 mark. We're at just under $1,200 right now.
If theater has ever done anything for you or your family, please consider making a donation, even if it's just a teeny weeny one. I promise you, a lot of teeny weenies go a long, long way.
And we've got to find a better way to say that. But in the meantime, I think we should introduce our next guest. This young lady has been a part of us for years now. In fact, even after graduating from being a youth member, she's come in as a young adult mentor through college, has played a huge variety of roles. This person, that was one of my favorites, the role of Alf in Peter and the Starcatcher. But let's let her talk about it as we bring her on. Please welcome Joanna Jarvis.
Joanna!
Hello! Hi!
How are you?
I'm great, just a little technically challenged.
Nothing wrong with that.
You made it here, and that is all that counts. We miss you. We miss you so much.
I miss you so much. Oh
How
my
is
goodness.
everything? What have you been up to?
What haven't I been up to?
Oh.
Let's see. I finished yet another semester of college.
Wow. How many
heading
semesters does that make now?
132.
Wow, that's a lot of college. That's
Yes,
like
it
a
is.
quintuple doctorate.
You would think I have one more coming up in August, and I will officially graduate in December. So
Amazing.
Congratulations.
You have a
Thank
lot
you.
of love pouring in for you in the chat.
Yeah.
How has your spring theater experience been? What are some of your favorite shows that you've been in?
my favorite one that comes to the top of my head is probably Urinetown. It's like the most recent, but I just loved it. First of all, loved playing a man.
And you were so good at it too.
I
Oh my gosh.
never thought I'd be so good at being a man, but I hate to say it, I was.
People
I
would
really was.
literally come up to me afterwards and they would ask me, they would be like, is that a woman or a man playing Cladwell? And I was like, what do you think?
They would ask me too.
You know what I love about you, Joanna?
Mm-hmm.
You are a person who I feel comfortable asking to do just about anything in almost any context, and
I
you
would
will
do it.
go, yeah, you'll dive right in and do it. And that's why last summer when you were in 2 of our 3 shows,
Mm-hmm.
and in both of them, I was like, would you please play a grimy man?
Absolutely.
And you were very excited. I remember specifically Caldwell, because you were great in Peter and the Starcatcher. This is you as Peter and the Starcatcher with your wooden peg leg and your grizzled beard as Alf.
Oh my gosh.
So funny.
That
But I
peg leg.
think Cladwell and Urinetown is my favorite thing I've ever seen you do.
Really?
I think so.
happen to think it's my favorite thing I've done. I really do. I loved every second of it. I missed that velvet coat every
Uh-huh.
day. It made me feel powerful.
I remember us working really, because that is not an easy role. That is a wordy, devious, and the sense of humor in that show is so specific. And you had you probably more. You and Millie had the most dialogue in that show, just as far as rambling on and on.
Yes.
And I remember when it came to opening night, you turned it on, and it was like watching Lex Luthor.
Because you're so kind and so sweet. So when you do something like that, it just as a director, it blows my mind.
I try.
This is my favorite role of yours when you played the mom in
Ethel.
Oh, absolutely.
Love
that
Ethel.
scene and that moment in particular, when the three of you were singing, I think that's probably like three of the most outstanding voices we've ever had on the Spring Theater stage.
Yeah, that was a really good. I really enjoyed that show.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you've seen out there in the chat, if you've seen Joanna in a show, let us know which one is your favorite role, because she's been all over the stage for years,
rolling all around,
and hobbling.
Hobbling.
Yeah,
we got Alf to stand up.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, we did.
There's another thing I was going to say. That was a big challenge, I feel like, and you just dove right in. Not only were you playing a greasy man, but I was like, could you do it on your feet for, what became a 2-hour show at least?
Exactly.
Yeah. I did it. I sat all day. I was like, I'm saving all my energy for when I have to stand on the stage. But the funniest memory from that is when opening night, we hadn't gotten me my little suspenders yet. And so I was trying to keep my pants up.
You know what? I have that problem too.
It's true.
Yeah.
Being a man is hard.
It is.
Keep your pants up.
You know, and not enough people are saying it, if you ask me.
Yeah.
This is the only stream you're going to be on today where there's going to be a woman coming on saying how hard it is to be a man.
Exactly. It was. I had to walk. I had to keep my pants up.
Joanna, what do you think that you've gained, not just on stage, but, there's a lot of new kids coming into theater. And by the way, if you love Joanna and if you love theater and if you want us to get to theater, we haven't had a donation in almost 10 minutes.
Which is bad news.
That is bad news because we've only got less than an hour left to make it to our goal. So if you're out there now, not only donate, but can you please share this? If you're watching right now, just click share. Boop, and it'll come up on your stream, and maybe someone will click on it and go, wow, that's amazing. I want to send money so I can help all the kids in New Mexico do theater.
Which, by the way, if you're wondering, you can do here, or if you'd like to donate a different way and you want to get in contact with us, just let us know.
Just let us know.
Yep.
We'll take it.
And we'll accept any donations between $1 and $25 million.
Exactly. But not a penny more.
After that, it becomes a tax nightmare.
Plus, we also accept change, too. So if you got 50 cents in your Venmo, send it our way.
Joanna, I wanted to ask you, you've been doing a lot of shows with us, and you're obviously studying a lot of different avenues of theater. You've written shows and adapted shows and directed shows in college. Talk to me about what are some of your favorite ways to participate in the craft.
Any way that someone will have me. I love everything about theater. I love directing. Once I got the hang of it, I really like directing. I really liked, I've been makeup director for a few shows. I really like to do that. But my heart belongs on the stage.
Yeah.
I love being in front of an audience and telling a story, and I think that's what I've been put on earth to do. So
what a lovely sentiment. What about it do you think calls you so hard?
I have absolutely no idea. I just remember the first time I ever really was on stage. I remember thinking, whoa. I played a little fangirl in an ensemble, and I had one line, and I was like, this is it.
That's amazing.
Yeah, once you feel the hook, it's hard to pull it out.
It's addictive.
I'll never forget the first time I met you was at our acting, comedy, and combat class.
Yes.
That was
you
me.
came in and you were so funny. And I was like, this girl's got something. Because like you were hilarious right off the bat. And I was like, man, and just like no inhibitions and no fear. And I just like, I appreciate that so much.
I love it. That's how I live life. I do everything 100% or I don't do it at all. So.
And there's a great lesson in there. I think that's the way it should be done. So
Absolutely.
Let me ask you something, because you've had so much experience from inside and outside the shows.
Yes.
What is one theatrical experience that you're just craving to have before you kick that old bucket?
Ooh, what a
one thing I want to do.
Yeah, like what's your dream role or show to direct or write or whatever it may be? What's the one thing if you had to choose one thing to do?
I think my dream role would probably be either Ursula in The Little Mermaid, because I have so many ideas of how we could, I mean the theater community could incorporate my chair into it. And first of all, Poor Unfortunate Souls is like my go-to karaoke song, and I kill it. I'm not gonna lie.
Amazing.
And so I think that would be my dream role. But if I were to direct, I think I'd love to direct something kind of on the spookier side.
Ooh.
My brain works in spooky. I remember I saw a production of The Telltale Heart, but it was made into a play. And I was like, yeah, I'm going to direct that, and I'm going to leave people scared.
That's amazing.
Wow. Do you know that The Telltale Heart was the first real play that I was ever in my entire life?
I didn't even
but
know
I do
that.
know.
Okay, technically it was a collection of Poe stories, and I was in the Fall of the House of Usher, but we were right after The Telltale Heart.
The Fall of the House of Usher.
Yep.
That sounds horrifying.
It was.
It is.
Hi, Usher. Wasn't he a rapper?
I think so.
Sort of. Joanna, I want to ask you, if you have some advice, I know you're a thinker.
I love to think, yes.
Yeah, and for people who might be stuck or struggling with certain things as far as confidence or forward motion, what's your advice to these people that how they can take charge and overcome these things?
Well, I have always had a list of what I wouldn't call them disadvantages, but struggles in my life. So having to overcome them is what helped me build my confidence. So looking at your own life and seeing that, yes, there may be things that you consider limitations, but once you understand yourself and understand how to work with them, those limitations become extra tools in your route to succeed.
I love that.
Beautiful. I love that.
You always have the best advice. And talk about another mentor. Joanna is great with the younger students. And now it's just amazing to see her thriving and doing her own thing and directing. It's like, I have never been a mom, but I feel like I have this, like, I don't know, super cool young aunt vibe with you.
I feel it. I am a niece.
It warms my heart to see you grow and see you do all these things. So love you so much, Joanna.
Love y'all.
And thank you for joining us today.
You're so welcome. I had so much fun.
Yay.
We brought the balloons for you.
Yay. I love balloons.
We'll see you soon, okay?
Absolutely.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, you know what I love
Joanna.
about that? I think that the thing about theater is there's a lot of things in life that you can't control, right? And that's not just theater, that's life.
Right.
But using those as hurdles or lessons or stepping stones to different experiences are actually going to strengthen you, not just in life, but on the stage. Because being an actor is all about stepping into the experience of somebody who's unlike you. And the more you can document and bottle up those experiences, the more you have as little bits of ammunition, empathetic ammunition to flesh out characters and tell stories in a more profound way.
That's so true. And speaking of profoundness, we have another guest waiting for you right now. And I could not be more excited about this next couple of guests. In fact, this is a young actress who has been in many of our shows, and her father, who has been backstage at many of our shows. Please welcome Kennedy and David.
Hey, what's going on?
Good to see y'all.
Good to see you as well. Hope y'all doing all right.
Oh,
So
doing
good.
phenomenally.
Hey,
Perfect.
Kennedy, I miss you so much.
Yeah, where you been?
I miss y'all too.
Look at you in the first of all, look at your podcast setup there.
Oh yeah.
Very cool.
You're looking good. Before we get on to the main attraction, which is Kennedy, of course, David, I hear you have a podcast now. Tell us a little bit about that.
Oh yeah, of course. It's called Alchemy Avenue. We explore a lot of different things about just self-embodiment and self-growth and just how to live your most authentic self with the different hurdles that may come with that.
I love that. That is amazing.
Very cool. I will be tuning in.
Yeah,
Let
same.
me know when it goes live.
Thank you.
I love what you're doing. And Kennedy, my goodness, our queen. I say our queen because Kennedy actually played the queen in our production of Cinderella just a couple of years ago. That's not Cinderella, but that one is. And she is just a superstar. I miss seeing your bright and shining smile. What have you been up to this summer?
I've been dancing. Okay, I have a question.
Yeah.
Are y'all having any plays in the fall?
Well, we'll be doing some things in the fall, but not a full-fledged play. Our next full-fledged play will be in the next year.
But we are talking about bringing stuff back next summer.
you can count on me next year. I'll be in your plays next year.
Woo!
Amazing.
Okay,
And you
good.
know what I've loved about working with you, Kennedy? You
What?
came into spring when you were pretty young,
Mhm.
and it feels like you're just a woman now.
I know.
And like, so you went from being a tiny little child to this like mature presence that was a leader and just a very elegant force in the spring theater community. What's it been like for you to be, I guess it's all you know, but to go from being kind of a baby to a young adult while working in the theater?
Good question.
I think when I was younger, I was, a little scared. I wasn't scared to be on stage. I was like scared to see all the people, see how it's going to like react to me. But I think as like time went on, and I got older enough. I think that like I was a star before, but I just became the sun. So
Oh, I love that. Put that on the podcast.
One thing you have never lacked, girl, is confidence. And I mean that in the best of ways, because if you have confidence, you can literally do anything on stage. And I've always felt that about you. I'll never forget, Kennedy was one of our youngest performers in Children of Eden.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my gosh. And she came out during one of the scenes, and it wasn't even a scene that she had lines in or a name in or anything, but she came out, and the way that she commanded the stage at that young age absolutely like dumbfounded audiences. And I think people have always thought you're older than you are, not just because of your stage presence and your confidence. So
Right, that's absolutely right.
Was that the first time we worked together?
Children of Eden, yes. Yep.
I remember that's where we met David. That's where we met you. You came to help us build that old rock solid bridge in Seacat.
Oh, yeah. That was fun. I love that. I love to be involved. So it's really cool. Super cool.
Yeah. So we're going to New Mexico next, and we are really trying to bring theater into a new space, a new area. By the way, we haven't received a donation in almost 20 minutes. And so we had a strong start. So if you're out there and if you're watching right now, send us over even just $5 so we know that it's still working.
Right.
I'm sure it's a glitch in the system and not a lack of support.
But if you are out there, let us know in the comments what you think about Kennedy, what you think about David, and David, parent, how has it been just like kind of watching your kids in theater, sitting in the audience, but also watching them grow and mature? Like, how's that been for you?
I love it. I love the way you all just present the openness and just the care for the kids and just the craft. You really show them how to, hone their craft, and no matter what level that they're at, they can get in and just kind of jump in and be better by the time they have started whatever production they're doing. And then by the end, they feel like that confidence. They feel empowered to be able to, say, "Hey, I did that, and I did that with a big group of people." And like you all was talking about before, I did it with some people that I now can call friends. So that just makes things more fun and more, easy to do. So it's been great to see that.
That's cool. And what I love is each one of those stepping stones. It's sort of like how you think about how, we're constantly breaking athletic records. And we probably will continue to do so until the end of time. But you look at the records that are being set today, and 50 years ago, those would have been completely unthinkable.
Yeah.
And I think all it takes is that step to show somebody that it can be done until they just go for the next thing, and that gets done too.
Right.
So true. So
awesome.
true.
Yeah.
And Kennedy, being backstage, have you met a lot of friends doing theater as well?
Yes, I have. Like a lot of little, like when I was doing Can't Winter Notes, a lot of the little kids wanted to be like friends with me. I was like, okay, like little kids, like they come to me all the time. Like when I'm in summer camp, all the little kids want to come to me. They like if they having a problem, they would be like, "Can me like they being mean to me?" They know like I got their back. So they know like I do anything. If you're my friend, you actually like treating me like nicely, and you're actually trying to get to know me. Then yes, I'll be your friend, and like I'll make sure nobody do nothing to you. And like that's how I was doing with a lot of the kids. Like when I was doing plays.
That's so sweet.
So would you say that, and not to lead, but when you've done a lot of theater, do you think that the friendship element of it is the camaraderie, the support systems you build? Is that the biggest factor of it to you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I love that. Community is what it's all about. I love community, and you're a part of your community. And David, it's so funny because I feel like a lot of the times we get to know the kids first, and then we get to know the greater family, but then we're just kind of like all one big family at the end.
Oh yeah, most definitely, most definitely. I love it. It's a really rich community of just like-minded people who just want to share, whatever we're doing, and just share, just the love of theater. So it's wonderful. I thoroughly enjoy it.
I like following David on social because you talk about empowerment. Everything you post just is giving power to something positive. And I love that about you. And I love that I get so much of that from you, Kennedy, as well. And I just think you guys are just such pillars of your community. And I hope you continue to inspire those and stick up for those around you, because that's such a nice, needed thing today.
Appreciate that. Thank you.
And speaking of empowerment, before we leave, Kennedy, I would like to know how what is, if you had one phrase to say, you get one minute to make a platform, a stance. What are you choosing to empower your community that's listening today with?
I would say just never give up. Don't make people somebody is discouraging you down. Just don't listen to them, because you're that person. That I'm the best. Every time somebody try to tell me you're not doing good on that, I know I'm the best. So I'm just gonna be okay, I really don't really care, because I know that I know how to do this, I know how to do that. But sometimes if I don't know how to do something, then I'll just keep doing it. But I just say just do not give up, and keep be confident in what you're doing, and just that's how I got so good at dancing, because I was confident in what I was doing. But I've been dancing ever since I was 2 years old, and people they be trying to send me places because I'm that confident. If you're not confident in what you're doing, then I don't know. But you just gonna have to do something else then, because that's not okay if you're not confident in what you're doing. So that's my word, y'all.
Confidence is key. All right, Kennedy and David, the confident duo.
Yes, indeed. Awesome. Thank you all for everything y'all are doing. That's wonderful. Y'all branching out. So best of luck. And y'all are really pillars of just love and just community. So thank y'all so much.
That means a lot coming from you guys.
Appreciate you guys. Thanks for making the time to hang with us.
Yes.
Of course.
We'll see you next time, Kennedy and David.
All right. Take care now.
Bye.
Man, it's true. You get to know the kid, and then you get to know the parents, and then you get to know usually the siblings, and it's just this amazing thing, and it just keeps growing and growing and growing.
And just to piggyback on that, I love the confidence talk, because I think that if you believe in yourself to a point, you can instill others with that belief in you. There are levels of talent that are ingrained in us, but I do think that perseverance and confidence will get you so much further in the long run than any level of talent, just by knowing you can do something and taking it upon yourself to take the steps to make that thing happen. Amen, Kennedy.
And
you know what? I feel empowered.
I feel empowered too, because we just got one more donation. $75 coming in from Jessica Sanborn. Thank you so much, Jessica, for your donation. You are helping us get to Clovis, New Mexico. And before we bring on our next guest, I'd just like to do a quick plug, because it is really hard to bring theater to a new community. It's kind of the craziest thing, because first of all, when you're in a community that supports you and supports your audiences and supports the people on stage, there's a lot of financial support, there's audience support, there's theaters, there's costume shops, there's set people that will help. We're kind of going into a place with none of that. So we really need your help. If theater has ever done anything for you, please help us take it to someone else so we can do it for them.
Because the important thing to remember, resources aside, all you really need for theater is a bunch of people in a room wanting to make something happen.
So true.
It doesn't take costumes. It doesn't take set. What it really takes is people who go out and just, to Kennedy's point, show people that it is an option.
Yes.
If you build it, they will come. And that's the philosophy we're trying to follow. We've officially hit the halfway point on our donation. We're trying to raise $2,500. We just hit $1,250. We've just got about 37 minutes left of this stream to raise the further half of the total that we're trying to raise. So help us get to New Mexico. Help us show these kids that theater is an option, and invite them into this wonderful world that has done so much for thousands.
And speaking of the wonderful world that we have, I have someone in the waiting room who is the most wonderful, kind, amazing, lovely performer. Please give it up for Ava. Come on in, Ava. Woo, how are you?
I'm great. How are you?
So good. I'm like literally blushing, like so happy to see your face. I missed the ever-loving heck out of you.
Look at those. Look at those teeth.
Ah! I have no braces.
Congratulations.
Oh, wow. Man, Ava, you have graced our stages at Spring Theater in so many roles, so many times. And you are just such a gracious performer. You are in Bring It On, one of my favorite shows that we've ever done. Here you are as Belle in Beauty and the Beast, which is something that, man, if you guys didn't see Ava as Belle, you really missed out, because that performance in particular, that performance that we just saw the picture of, was maybe one of the best couple of moments on the Spring Theater stage we've ever had. She is a gem.
Thank you.
So what are you up to these days? We're used to seeing you in the summertime, but we're not this year. So what are you doing with yourself?
I'm currently in Percy Jackson Lightning Thief right now. It's really cool.
Where are you doing it?
Playing at Theater Alliance. I'm playing Clarice.
Amazing.
Cool.
Oh, that'll be so much fun.
Yes.
And what are some of your favorite onstage moments? Like, what are some of your favorite roles that you've played?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'd probably have to say Belle. Belle was a really big acting learning point for me. I grew a lot acting because she has many different moments, and unlike the stereotypical Disney princess, she actually has like this really strong strength to her, but it's not like overpowering, and so it's kind of hard to develop. And it was really fun to like get to learn how to act like a different way.
Cool.
I liked it a lot.
You know what I've always thought was puzzling about Belle is that she's obviously the most kind-hearted, wonderful, intelligent woman in town, and everyone's like, she's weird.
I know.
Read that book again.
Why are they like, ew, we don't like her, and she's just like there. She's not even bad.
Yeah, she's like, Belle, have you ever heard of TikTok? Get with it.
That's so funny. Ava, there's some love pouring in for you. We just received our next donation.
Oh!
This is from Kevin Rapier for $50. Thank you so much, Kevin. Woo!
Thank you, Kevin Rapier.
Kevin.
And in fact, your Beast was played by Kevin's son, Ethan, who is coming with us to New Mexico.
No, he's so great. I just saw him on July 4th. Hey, Ethan.
Yay! Oh my gosh, yeah, it was a great show, Beauty and the Beast,
and speaking of that, actually, you know, one of the things I love about Spring in particular is when we do the community-wide shows. This is doubly true, but even when we're doing the summer camps, Ethan, when you played across from him, was 20 and had, you know, more life experience and more educational experience. And what was it like to play across from someone with that sort of life difference?
Well, it was really cool because I actually met him in my first show because I met him in Children of Eden.
And there he is right now.
Hi. But it was really fun because I got to act with somebody who I acted with years ago. And it was really cool because back then I didn't know that much about theater. And then I got to act with somebody that I met when I started. So it was fun to actually be able to act with people who had already been acting years before me.
Very cool. Yeah, that's one of my favorite things is especially when we have adults in there. I feel like sometimes when you're really grown up and you're already set in your ways, you come back and you get to perform with young people. Yeah. They kind of remind you about that sense of play that we were talking about earlier.
You get to act with the people you kind of looked up to as a kid. So it's so great because then it's like, yay, I get to work with people that are so cool.
Yeah, I love it.
And also, your brother is into theater as well, and your sister. So what's it like to do theater with your own family that you live with?
I love it. So I started theater, and then my siblings saw the first show, and then they wanted to do theater, and it's really sweet to kind of think they looked up and they were like, I want to do that too. And then doing a show with your siblings is even cooler because you get to spend so much more time together because you have conflicts with school and everything, and so you actually get to bond on something that you all love, and then it's just fun because then we get to talk about it at home.
Okay, you can relate about it, sing songs. I've gotten so many videos from your mom of you and Ashlyn and whomever else playing guitar and singing tunes or dancing around.
And I love Your mom is so good about sending me videos because a lot of times one of the hardest things about being in the career that we're in is we have to miss so many shows. We're either doing a show or we're touring. And so like we miss a lot of our kids doing other things that we always want to go see. But your mom is so good about sneaking videos. Just don't tell MTI.
Yeah.
So we're going to a new place. We're going to bring theater into a new community. What are your thoughts about that?
That's so great. I love theater. Theater has changed me a lot as a person, and it makes me, it's like a family, and so getting to grow that family even more just makes me very happy, because then it's like we get more people in our family. That's like, woohoo.
So true.
That's awesome.
Yay.
And speaking of, I'm just curious because you came in, the first show you ever did with us, and correct me if you're wrong, was Alice in Wonderland.
Oh, it was Children of Eden.
Children of Eden.
Yeah, that was my first. Alice in Wonderland was my first show, or actually it was my third, but it was my first show that I had like more than one line.
Yeah.
I had Chicago Pal too. Oh yeah.
Right, duh. That was a whole year before.
I know.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you went from almost no lines to literally all the lines.
And I was just going to ask specifically about Alice in Wonderland because you were Alice, and then, years later you would play Belle in Beauty and the Beast. Did you notice a difference, even though you were playing the lead in both of these shows, the leading lady, did you notice a difference in yourself or your approach to taking on a role that size?
Oh, for sure.
Yeah?
I was a lot more prepared because it had been years later, and I'm like, okay, I know how to learn this. But back then, it was really hard memorizing all of the lines together.
Yeah.
I was like, how do I do this? Because I think I had 5 minutes off stage, and I was like, how do I memorize all these lines? But then, like, years into it, it was like really, like, it's a lot easier too to connect with the character once you've acted more. But it's also easier to like learn your lines because you're like, I know how I learned this. Like, for example, I use Quizlet. Quizlet is on top for that. But back then, I just read my script and I'm like, how do I do this?
Wow.
But
It was lit. Back in my day, we had to use a highlighter and just pace around our kitchen.
oh, that's what I did in Alice in Wonderland. I highlighted all of it and I'm like, oh no.
I love doing that. That's actually one of my favorite parts when I am starting a new show is going through and highlighting all my lines. Like,
yeah. You're like,
it feels so official and it's so much fun. I love that. Speaking of fun, we just got another donation.
Yay!
From Jennifer Ginsburg. I think
my mom.
you know her.
I think
add $100 to the total, please.
Thank you, Jennifer.
Woo, thank you, Jennifer. Hey,
I know that yet.
if anybody else out there loves Ava as much as we do and her mom, which would be hard to love her as much as her mom or us because we love her a lot. But if you think you love Ava, then show her some love in the comments. And also in our spring theater donations, because where are we at, Dan?
We are at $1,400 out of a seeking 24. So we're 1,000 away from our goal, which I know we can do. We still have half an hour left to send these donations in.
Yes.
So everyone call your rich uncles and have them wire money to Venmo and PayPal.
Yes, please have them do that. Ava, we have to let you go, but before we do, what's some advice to aspiring artists out there that you would like to share?
I love theater and I love spring theater. Oh my goodness. Starting theater was so fun. I actually started with y'all, in case viewers don't know. And I just gotta say, working with Aaron and Dan is so great. They're so fun, and they're like the reason that I was like, I want to do more shows. And so please help fundraise them. They're like awesome. I love them.
We love you so much.
What?
Dan, real quick. Look. I got a show.
Oh, yay!
I'm familiar. That is our wedding shirts, our limited edition. There's only 5 of them, I think.
Yeah, we shot them out of a confetti cannon at our wedding.
T-shirt cannon.
I ran for it.
Yeah, I think you killed a couple children for it, but it was worth it.
It's okay. All's fair in love and theater.
Ava, we love you so much.
I love you so much. It's so
and
good.
hey, if you want to see Ava at Spring Theater, we are doing a Stories with Spring this month, and it is the story of Beauty and the Beast.
What do you know?
And so if you come to Collidium, you will be seeing her and Riss and Kelsey Thacker. So please come, and it's going to be a great time. More information on our website of all of our Collidium events.
Ava,
yeah.
thanks for making the time for us today.
We love you.
Thank you. I love y'all. Bye.
Bye.
Man, I miss all these people, and I feel
I
like they're in my
do
living
too.
room. Well, this isn't my living room, but
It may as well be. Hey,
as
y'all, we are wrapping things up here. We've got 25 minutes left to raise $1,000 for Spring Theater to go and instill theater in a community that's never seen theater out in Clovis, New Mexico. We really want to do it. We really want to go plant seeds, but we need your help. We're looking to raise $1,000 more.
We can do it
in the next 25 minutes. You can do so by donating to PayPal or Venmo. Help us get there. And cover some of the costs of getting out there. It's a little expensive now, but once we get those seeds planted, the infrastructure will be there, and we can keep doing this all over the country. So help us out.
Yes, please help us. And I couldn't be more excited about what's about to happen. Hey, Carrie, nice to see you. You know our next guest coming on. Our last guest, we've saved the best for last. She is one of my best friends for a long, long time, since we started doing theater together when we were children. And she has music directed for Spring. She is a whole lot of fun. She's got a fiery red head. Give it up for Sarah.
Hey!
Hello.
Hello. Oh, the audience was going wild for you.
It was amazing. What a good audience.
And that was real.
Hi. Yeah. Are they in the trees?
What did you say?
Behind you? They're hiding behind you?
Yeah, well, they're all over. I mean, they're in behind the camera. Up there, we told them to stay out of the shot, but rest assured, there's thousands.
There's actually more standing outside your front door right now. So,
Sarah, how you doing?
I'm great. How are you guys?
I'm great.
So
I just
good.
had a dream about you before you popped up on this screen.
Ooh,
Wow, while you were awake.
Yeah, isn't that crazy?
it was a daydream. Well, I'm really, really excited to see you because we barely get to see each other on screen anymore.
Did we ever see each other on screen?
I was just going to say, one of your biggest projects for Spring Theater was when you and me and Dan were working on Lock-In during the pandemic.
Oh, yeah. You have any shots from Lock-In?
I don't.
No. It looked like this.
Yeah, it really did. If you're unfamiliar, Lock-In was our 2020 socially distanced project. We made a feature film that we self-taped with 112 people across the globe, and a lot of music was needed for that. Jingles. There was a bunch of jingles we had written for commercials, and Sarah wrote all the jingles. She wrote all the video game karaoke tunes.
Oh, so fun. We had so much fun. I can tell you right now, it didn't look like this, though, because Dan and I looked a lot worse during the pandemic.
That's true.
Yeah.
We were eating pizza rolls, and it was rough.
Yeah.
So Sarah, Dan, I have a game for you.
What is it?
It is a game that I'm going to plot you against each other called
Plot.
Gimme Five.
Oh, and I had the slide pulled up, but it just wouldn't upload.
Oh, really?
So, yeah.
Well, just imagine it right now.
Beautiful.
Audience, if you are out there, we need your love in the comments because we want y'all to give us some suggestions on some 5 categories, and then I will be taking these suggestions, giving them to Dan and giving them to Sarah, respectively.
And while this is happening, I want everyone to keep the donating in the back of their minds. We're still looking for $1,000 to get ourselves out to Clovis, New Mexico, to put some Spring Theater out there.
Yes, and if you don't give it to us, we will put it on a credit card. So please make sure you're donating in the chat. We are so excited because Clovis is an area that has no theater programs for kids. And we already have some great kids signed up. Really, really, really excited to get to the stage.
Before we get onto that, though, Sarah, we didn't get to hear from you much because we just won't stop talking.
I got so excited.
I just want to know how have you, for those who don't know, because sometimes the people in the backstage behind the scenes don't get as much love. What have you been doing with Spring?
Today?
Just in general.
Let's see. Spring, lots of like behind the scenes music, writing, or arranging mostly. You guys will send we need a song. We need this arrangement for this group of people. Can you do it quick? Yes. Okay. Great. Or we need something, just little spur of the moment, last minute things for shows. And then music directing, Bring It On was it was just best. It was the best. And the cast was awesome. And
And what was that like? Because that's kind of outside your usual wheelhouse with all the hip hop and stuff, right?
Oh, what do you mean? I'm a hip hop master.
That is so true. I don't mean to blow you up on stream like that.
No, it was definitely, yeah. I remember the first time we listened to the music, I was like, ugh, I do not like this. And then the second time I thought, oh, actually, this is kind of complex. And then the third time I was like, I love this. It was awesome. So it was really fun to be able to lean in and really pull out some of the gifts of the kids that were part of it, that some of them had done stuff like that before, and then some of them it was totally new. So that was a really great experience.
I love the way you talk about like the directing team and how like things come together, because that was such a breakneck show because there was so much dancing, there were so many scenes, and there was so much music. And I would say like we were never breaking. Like, I mean, we would take like 15 minutes to like drink some coffee and eat lunch, and then we were just back at it. But
right.
I love the way that you always talk about how we just like went.
Yeah, we just went. But then also, well, we've referred to ourselves as a three-headed like monster or good thing, whatever.
Yeah.
And we're like the same directions are given. So like Dan usually has the same exact thoughts about music that I do, and then I just implement them. So I'll come to him and be like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And he'll say exactly what I was going to suggest. And then Aaron, I don't ever give you dancing notes, but
but along with this, because it's interesting, because the director's kind of this head honcho over everything, but like we would have the same thing where we would be talking about something and he'd be like, I want them to like flow out of this side, and I'd be like, okay, great. And then Isaiah and I'd go into the room and then we'd make flow out of it just like he had envisioned. So it's so fun working on a creative team with creative kids, and that's the best part.
I think we have a request from Jennifer Ginsburg for Sarah to sing something. And if someone donates $1,000 in the next 19 minutes, Sarah will sing the nocturne. What's the Queen of the Night?
The Nightman Cometh.
She will sing the entirety of the Nightman Cometh.
Will she? Hey, for $1,000, I'll learn whatever that is and sing it.
You know it.
Do I?
Amen.
Same key.
Nice.
Well, you sang it first, didn't you?
I know, but oftentimes it doesn't work that way in this house.
That's true. Dan will start singing something, I'll join in, and he will say, "What was wrong with my key?" To be fair, I thought I was singing the same key.
That's happened to the three of us before when we had to sing somewhere and we came in different places. That was fun.
Oh, yes, in inappropriate contexts. We're still looking. We're slowing down our donations. We only have 28 minutes. I'm sorry, 18 minutes.
18 minutes. So we've got to get these donations in to get us all the way to Clovis, New Mexico.
Because I didn't tell you, because I didn't want to demotivate anybody, but if we don't raise the following $1,000 in the next 18 minutes, we're not going.
Oh, gosh.
We're not going.
We're going to cancel those flights.
Those kids will never discover theaters, and they'll just continue to be chili farmers.
Yeah, and look at Roadrunners. It's going to be crazy. All right, you guys. While we're waiting on the next donation to come in, Sarah, please, in 10 seconds, name me.
Wait, I have no context for anything we're doing. Like, what are we doing?
I'm going to give you a category to name 5 things in.
Okay. All right.
And I didn't explain the rules at all.
Okay.
But I just assumed you would know them. In 5 minutes, in 10 seconds, I want you to name 5 of these things, and if you can do it, you will get 1 point.
5 seconds.
If you can't do it, Dan is going to get a category, and hopefully he'll be able to do the same.
10 seconds is so long.
It is.
I don't know, but like you need okay, let's see.
Let's see if you can name me 5 book titles.
Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Jurassic Park. What? Why can't I name 5 book titles? Moby Dick. Night by Elie Wiesel. Frank. Frank. What?
Hit me with the Night by Elie. Come on. We're just hanging out on a Sunday.
How many did I say?
You said 4, and that was
really Diary of Anne Frank.
Oh, I
that
didn't
wasn't a
hear
book.
Diary
That
of
was
Anne
a diary.
Frank. Wait, she said Diary of Anne Frank. I just didn't hear it. I heard dying something. I thought she was saying that she was dying. She gets a point. Everybody give her a round of applause.
I have kids. That's not modern reading. That's all the stuff I had to do in school.
Yeah.
How long it's been.
Oh, and while you are waiting, we just got another donation in. Woo! But I lost it. Where'd it go?
Oh, no.
Oh, here we are. Stephanie Colville, thank you so much for your donation of $75. Or is that the one we just
That's
got?
from July
Hold on.
3rd.
But whoa, this went up. Hold on.
It's okay. You don't have to call attention to anything you're not ready to present.
Okay, I'm not.
Yeah.
We didn't get another donation.
Okay.
I just misread. But Dan, I need you to name me 5 items in the bathroom.
Soap, shampoo, conditioner, a shaver, and a mirror. If that doesn't count, then back pills.
All
If
right,
that
you
doesn't count,
win.
then aspirin.
Come on, you guys. All right, new category.
That wasn't fair.
Why?
Was
Well, because Sarah's category was a lot harder.
I
than
do
yours.
spend more time in the bathroom than Sarah.
That's true.
Careful.
Well, I was gonna say I spend more time in the bathroom than with books. That's an honest statement.
Yeah, me too.
Nice.
Yeah.
Me
All
too,
right.
unfortunately.
Sarah, name me 5 liquids.
Water, coffee, spindrift, wine, beer.
Good job! Woo! All right, we are moving it down to 5 seconds.
Yeah, you got to.
5 seconds. It is time for 5-second 5. Name me 5, Dan. Name me 5 in 5 seconds only. Name me 5 sounds.
Boing, snap, pop, lol, bird song,
Okay.
and ping pong paddle hitting a ping pong ball.
Well done. I like
It's the
pop.
weirdest category I've ever heard in my entire
Hey,
life.
listen,
make
I'm just
5
reading- I'm
sounds?
just reading off
Oh, is that what I should have
suggestions
done?
on a list.
Then-
I don't know.
All right, you guys, we are getting closer and closer. And Meta says, we know you're going to hit our goal. We love you and are excited for the kids you reach in New Mexico. Text your friends, share the links, get them that money. Thanks, y'all. We are getting close to the end and we're so excited. Not the end of
Wouldn't
the
it
world.
be sad to end this stream on a half full thermometer?
Half full.
That
Maybe
is pretty optimistic, though.
that's true.
You're so right.
I am optimistic that Sarah will get this next category in
Okay.
5 seconds. Please name me 5 types of cars.
Mercedes, Audi, BMW, Mini, Ford.
Good job.
I don't know how many I did.
That was 5.
You did 5.
And they were all based in Europe.
And you could have done even more. I'm certain of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stopped because I thought I had 5. Sorry.
You did.
Oh,
You
Never-
only needed 5.
Never stop.
yeah. Well,
All right, Dan.
Yeah.
Let's see if you can name me 5 in 5 seconds. 5 school subjects.
History, geometry, geography, calculus, pre-calculus, post-calculus, algebra.
Good job.
post-calculus.
Is post-calculus, as a homeschooled mom, tell me, does post-calculus count?
Well, the fact that we're doing 3rd grade post-calculus.
See? That's really advanced. Congratulations.
Ah, that's amazing. That makes me so happy. All right, Sarah, in 5 seconds or less, can you name me 5 tools?
Hammer, nail, no, screwdriver, flathead screwdriver, Phillips head screwdriver, pliers, needle nose pliers, a wrench. We're going black.
That was close because you wasted a second on saying nail and then saying no.
Now,
Oh.
a nail could be a tool. You could dig grime out from under your toenail with a nail.
True.
That
Context
is true.
matters.
In a pinch, you could amputate an arm.
Yep.
That is true. That is true. All right, we've got 4 more categories. Sarah, can you name me?
Wait, Dan just hasn't gone.
I mean, Dan, can you name
Unless
me?
it was a good category.
That's right. 5 movies.
Pulp Fiction, Dawn of the Apes, Planet of the Apes, Apes and Planets, lots of planets.
See, it's the titles. It's trying to come up with all of the flood of
Well,
names.
actually, I was going to do a Quentin Tarantino thing when I started with Pulp Fiction, but then I couldn't say the second word that came into my second title because we're on a spring theater chat, and then it just...
Oh, no. You couldn't think of a movie title that didn't have a curse word in it?
Well, it wasn't that. It's just when you think of something and then you actively put that thing down, then all you can do is the Planet of the Apes movies, and I haven't seen them.
Ah, that's hard. I understand. All right, Sarah is currently in the lead then. And your category, Sarah, is name me in 5 seconds 5 vegetables.
Zucchini, squash, onion, pepper, tomato, Is that a vegetable?
Did it unless tomatoes.
How many is that?
That's a fruit.
Well, come on, but I eat it in my gazpacho.
Well, then I'd like to change one of my bathroom items to a protractor for basic and personal use.
Hey, if you're doing post-calculus in the bathroom, you need it.
I do need post-calculus in the bathroom.
All right, tell you what, that will only count if we get another donation in. Tomato will count.
Yeah.
If we get a donation in, and if we don't,
donate for tomatoes.
When Sarah gets off this stream, if we don't get another donation before she leaves, well, then she's going to lose that point. You don't want Sarah to lose that point, do you?
Not for tomato.
No. It's
tomato.
Let's call the whole thing off.
Tomato. We did that song.
Yeah, we did. It was a good one.
I loved that song.
I did too.
Yep. It was a good one. It was a good one. All right. Look, it looks like a tomato right
I was about to say that.
It looks like a tomato. Please make it look like a red banana.
Red tomato.
A really weird oblong tomato. But help us make our tomato look like a long red potato.
What's happened to this stream?
All right. Dan, it is your turn.
Okay.
Please name me 5 nationalities.
Norwegian, German, Swiss, Spanish, and Puerto Rican.
Good.
I like those Swish people.
Oh, this just in, ladies and gentlemen. This just in. Sarah will not have to lose. We just received a $100 donation from Terry Beckman.
Hey!
Woo! Terry.
Oh, look, your mom loves me more than you.
Aw, yay.
That's certainly true.
All right, bringing our total up to
$1,500.
Woo! Good job. That's great. All right, it looks like we are, Sarah is once again in the lead, and it is Sarah's turn. Sarah, please name me 5. This is from our studio audience. Name me 5 types of flowers.
Like, wait. Like growing flowers or cooking flowers? What? Hold on. No. My brain froze up.
She named cooking flowers and types of flowers, so that was 2.
Oh.
Planet of the Apes.
What? I was trying to get the category. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I threw it at you like bad tomato soup.
I needed you to spell it out for me.
I did.
I think
F-L-O-U-R's.
I feel like you could have used both and it would have been acceptable.
I know. I thought.
Well, we are currently tied. So, being tied, we've got to. Oh my gosh! We just got another donation in. Oh, it is again from Daniel Wells. Daniel Wells has been with us. We were just talking about how much we love your dad, and Sarah, you knew DeWitt so well.
Yeah. Oh, love.
Hi, Daniel. We love you.
Daniel.
We love
Appreciate
you so much.
That brings us to $1,600. We need $900 more dollars in the next 8 minutes. So we need $125 and change per minute.
Per minute. Let's do it. I know we can do this, folks.
After taxes.
Now our viewership did drop dramatically, so it's going to be challenging.
It's okay.
But as long as the folks that are watching are the ones that are donating.
I guess
people were disappointed in the flowers.
Well, I think it's more that people, I think we're tuning in for the children inspiring future generations than the naming of categories.
Well,
but here's a sloth.
That's true. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the tiebreaker round. Whoever loses next will be the loser.
Whoa.
Because they are currently tied.
Who's going first? I call second.
Our first category goes to Sarah. If she wins, she will win.
Oh, wait,
that doesn't make sense. If she wins, we will give it to Dan. Sarah, in 5 seconds or less, name me 5 emotions.
Happy, sad, confused, angry, scared.
Good job, Sarah. She goes, Dan, in 5 seconds or less, name me 5 bands.
Creedence Clearwater Revival, Nirvana, Bon Jovi, Guns N' Roses, and the Beatles.
Oh, the Beatles. I thought you were choking, but then you said the Beatles. Good job.
Ow.
All right, Sarah, 5 seconds or less. Name me 5 shapes.
circle, square, triangle, rhombus, trapezoid, octagon.
Ooh.
Good job. All right, if you're
Rhombus.
out
Someone's
there
been doing
in the audience,
post-calc.
we have 6 minutes left. 6 minutes to get to our goal. We can do it. I know we can.
We have to.
Holy shrimp, let's go, people. Somebody says, holy shrimp, let's go, people. I like that. All right. In the meantime, I believe nothing has changed. Never mind. Okay. My Venmo is looking funny. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be it. Whose turn is it? I lost track.
Mine.
All right, Dan, don't lose this.
Okay.
In 5 seconds or less, name me 5 musical genres.
Reggae, pop, punk, metal, and let's go with hip hop.
Oh, just in time, just in time. All right. We are going to up the ante now. Dan. Sarah, name me 5 things you collect.
Coins, buttons, pins, mosquitoes, spoons.
Hey, nobody should shame anybody for anything. So you want to collect mosquitoes? I say go for it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, tell you what, it is a current loss for Sarah. However, if we receive a donation in the next 30 seconds, she will not go away a loser because she said that she had a collection of mosquitoes.
Hey, Sarah, in the meantime, you work a lot with kids and you work a lot with kids in music and performance. What do you think the benefits of a musical child are compared to a non-musical child?
Oh my gosh. I could talk forever.
Please.
Having music has been proven to be so beneficial for kids from a young age in your spatial awareness, in your like mathematical brain, like it uses the same parts for being able to process things, being able to multitask, being able to focus. Music is an amazing tool for kids from when they're little. And then as you grow up, having music in your life as a fledgling, a teenager trying to figure out who you are and your identity. Music is just so instrumental for people to be able, you can do it in all sorts of outlets. You can do really regimented like piano and it's very mathematical and in this box, or you could, be more free and do jazz or do theater, which is more expressive. And I think music is amazing.
I agree with you. And I think I love the comparisons you draw to the math, because people don't necessarily realize it on the surface, but music is entirely, math driven.
It is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The harmony is all math, and time signatures and rhythm is all math. Everything that sounds good and looks good to us ends up being math. Aesthetics itself is math.
Mm-hmm.
So donate to us so we can go teach math in Clovis.
I love it so much. Well, Sarah.
Hey, Carlos.
Hi, Carlos. Oh, Carlos, by the way, is our costume designer for our show in Clovis, New Mexico. He will be designing the costumes here, collecting the costumes here, and mailing them to New Mexico, as there are no costume shops in Clovis. So we are very excited about that.
And speaking of Clovis, there are 3 minutes left of this fundraiser event. If you would like to squeeze a little bit more money our way, you can do so from the PayPal and the Venmo below. It's going to help us bring theater to a community without theater. And we really are passionate about this and want to get out there. And we're broke. So, we need your help.
Sarah, I love you so much. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you for talking about theater. And thank you for kicking Dan's tail, kind of, except for your mistake.
I lost. I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have the best time, and I hope that everybody gives and gives and gives, because taking theater to a place that doesn't have it gives kids a chance to explore this and that won't have an opportunity. And it's so much more than just doing a performance. It just goes in your heart. You get a family out of each show.
That's so true. That's been a theme today too.
Yeah. A family out of each show. That should be the new tagline.
Well, you're welcome.
There we go.
You do that well. You come up with names, taglines.
Thanks for tuning into our live
well.
branding podcast.
Yes.
Love you, Sarah.
Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.
All right, you guys, we are going to collect donations for another 2 minutes.
Final 60 seconds.
And then we are going to get on the horn, and we're going to make this happen today, whether we make it in the next 2 minutes or whether we make it in the next 2 or 3 days, because we are going to New Mexico no matter what. And if you are seeing this stream, but it is not live, please go ahead and donate to PayPal or Venmo. We are hoping to raise $2,500 by tomorrow night at midnight. So if you have any extra folks that would love to send a little money our way so we can get to Clovis, we would love to see them.
And, that has been the theme today. Sarah's right. It's not just about kids doing a show. It's about giving kids an outlet to an entire world of experience that just maybe has never come across their door. And I have friends, if you know Kevin Hampton in the area, he said he was pretty lost in life until he realized theater was a thing. What do you have for me?
We just got a big donation from Susan Surratt.
Hey!
Oh, thank you so much, Susan. $250.
Wow. Okay,
Oh.
this is big.
Oh.
This is big.
We are going to make our goal. There is no doubt
That
about
means
it.
y'all,
No doubt about it.
If you can in the next minute, that puts us close. We're at $1,850. That means we only need 700 more to reach our goal. 700.
That is nothing with our community behind us. That is just a drop in the hat.
700. That's like Starbucks for a week. If
That's
you just
right. If you order a lot of lattes.
for a week.
A lot of lattes. You guys, I'm so excited to go to Clovis. I am so excited to bring theater out to other places. If you're still with us, I just want to do a quick plug for some things we're doing locally as well with Spring Theater. Spring Theater is currently in the Callidium downtown. Callidium is this incredible space. It's a children's museum. It's a science center. It is stories and stories and stories of magic. And we have some original characters going out there. We have Stories with Spring, which is a amazing, fun hour of storytelling. We have classes. We've got some imagination classes coming up, beginners classes. We also have sip and improv nights. We just scheduled our second one because our first one was such a success at Callidium.
Actually, our third, technically speaking.
Oh, that's so true. That's so
or more
true.
than, actually.
Yeah.
It's like our fourth or fifth. But our second at Callidium, which is a wonderful space. We had a lot of fun. We had like 28 people there or something like that last time. It was great.
So if you want to do any of those activities, make sure you register now because we are capping them because they're so popular in this new space. And we would really love to have you be a part of that.
And don't be intimidated. As Kennedy said, just choose something and go after it. Be confident in yourself. Come out, have a glass of wine. We have people of all skill levels, all experience levels at these things, and it's just a really good night out.
Exactly. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are not quite at our goal yet, but we are going to leave you. But please share this, like this, and when we reach our goal in the next 24 hours, I will post an enormous celebration. I know we can do it. If you listened at all today, if theater has changed your life in any way and you want to give it to someone else across the country, please just make a small donation. All these small donations come together in a big way.
Yeah.
And we genuinely love you guys. And we thank you so much for everything.
Thanks for
Spring.
spending your day with us here, your Sunday. We know your hours are valid, and thanks for spending 2 of them. Valid? Valued. And we thank you for spending 2 of them with us. Again, I'm Dan Beckman. I'm the Artistic Director of Spring Theater.
I'm Erin Dirth. I am the Executive Director of Spring Theater.
And we've had a blast with you today. Thank you so much for your donations. We'll keep you posted on the progress of things, and stay tuned for some tales from Clovis, New Mexico.
Bye, y'all.